Hi all, I am going to be going over my objectives for Project Management 4500. By the end of Project Management, all enrolled students will work in teams to develop and design hypothetical projects using essential project management documents. They'll be creating the team charter, the project definition document, the work breakdown structure, communication plan, as well as a basic responsibility matrix. And we go over these documents multiple times during the course of the class. They work in groups. They're paired from the beginning. They're given a pre-made health promotion program to be delivered at a location of their choosing. And then we take the documents one by one and we do hands-on activities in class. We do a group activity together as a class, and then they break up into their individual groups to work on the individual assignments. They also have multiple examples of these provided in class. I also move around the room and work and help provide feedback for the different groups. They then submit their first draft of each document. I provide feedback, and they can submit the second draft of each individual document for even higher credit. So this setup has gone very well. They do not always love working in groups, but this is one of those real world simulations that we have, worked on over and over through multiple semesters on. I do feel like it is a very beneficial hands-on assignment, and all of these components lead up to a final implementation guide, which they will be using to tell us where, like, the entire project from the beginning to the end, and how it will be implemented and where it will be implemented in the population, which it will be serving. The second objective is, by the end of project management, all enrolled students will develop leadership skills through completing 2 leadership assessments, defining 3 or more behaviors and traits of good leaders, and knowing at least 3 ways in which a leader can motivate employees. As many of you probably know, leadership is absolutely essential. It's kind of the key slogan for leadership is know thyself. So they will be completing 2 personality assessments, learning more about their strengths, their weaknesses, looking at the skills that it takes to be a good leader. We'll be looking at some leadership theory within our lecture. We'll also be, they'll be doing a quiz as they'll be answering a discussion question as well as doing these leadership assessments. We also look at several videos, and they have opportunities to practice leadership within their group work as well as in several group activities such as a spaghetti tower. They build a spaghetti tower together at the very beginning of the class, and then it's just leadership is carried out throughout the entire course. They go through a zombie apocalypse and leadership and decision-making skills as well. The third objective is, by the end of project management, all enrolled students will be able to differentiate a successful project and troubled projects by identifying the 4 critical success factors of schedule, scope, budget, and quality. And they will also identify and define at least 3 factors responsible for derailing successful projects. This is something that I carry out throughout the semester, asking them all the time what are the critical success factors for a project and how we determine if a project is successful or not. We also study projects that are not successful and look at some of the key themes there. While they are tested through Kahoots, they are tested in the final exam and assessments. We are continuously talking about successful versus unsuccessful or failed projects. By the end of project management, this is the 4th objective, all enrolled students will finalize the organization of team projects by adding individually created schedules, budgets, and risk assessments, and submit a final implementation guide. The final implementation guide is actually going to be an individual assignment. They will be using all of the 5 actual group assignments that they've created, and they will be submitting a final implementation guide in which it'll kind of come down to determine, have they put in the time and the organization it takes to create a schedule. A schedule is not difficult. It is very straightforward. It is all the documents merged into one of a schedule, but they really do have to spend time on it, and they have to understand what we have done previously so that they can create the schedule and the budget. And they can also conduct a risk assessment and looking at what this actually takes to create a project and putting the time into it. We do several budgeting exercises. We do a risk assessment exercise in the classroom together as a class, and then they are able to work on these assignments individually while I move around the room and assist with any questions. So those are my objectives and how I assess my objectives and the additional activities that we carry throughout project management.